Alright, welcome back to the channel, my friends. Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man, and I am officially queued up and ready to go with this week's pre-orders. This video is sponsored by CMO Games. More on that later. So here we've got this week's pre-orders, and we do see that Games Workshop has decided to implement the queue system once again. I'm not sure if this was planned ahead of time when they were thinking they would still have like some Leviathan stuff coming out. But we do have a few limited edition items on this week's pre-order list. So maybe that is the reason. We have the limited edition core rulebook set. We have the Crusade Tyranic War collector's edition also. And then we have the Dawn of Fire book 6, the Martyr's Tomb as well. So a few different limited edition items. I would imagine they're going to sell out relatively quickly. I've been waiting in the queue for about 36 minutes so far. So if we just jump over to the pre-orders, we can see Warhammer 40,000 core book limited edition, $230 for this. And we see that the regular core book is priced at $65. And there is a large difference between what these are priced at in USD versus what they're priced at in pounds, in excess of the actual conversion rate. So it did sell out, $230. This is gone already, unfortunately. So waited in the queue and did not even have the opportunity to purchase it. And there is some cool stuff in this set, actually, though. The metal tokens, the art prints, it's one of 1,600. But the cool thing is not the actual book itself, but we see this book right here. This actually has me the most excited because Games Workshop has basically set us up with what's coming in the future. So we saw this for Warhammer 40,000 in some of the starter sets. There's like a mini version of the rulebook, and it just has the actual rules in it, and that is awesome. So I'm looking forward to seeing that in in a paperback version. Let's go down here to the description and see specifically what it says. So I don't see where they list the exact details about that book. But I think it's something like 25 or 30 pages, just a quick little book with all the actual rules in it. And I think that'll be a handy guide. Now, obviously, you could just print off the rules if you wanted to and just have them for free. But I'm looking forward to something like this coming in paperback in like not only starter sets, but possibly like battle boxes into the future. I think that would be a great change for Games Workshop. Start putting those in regularly. The art prints are pretty cool. Obviously, 1,600 limited. I've seen quite a few objectives like the metal objective tokens that are pretty similar or almost the same as these. So pretty cool little set right here. Is it worth $230 USD? For me, it's a no. I decided to pass on this one. I could see how some people it would be appealing to, but really that just felt like a big money grab to me. And then we see the Crusade Tyranic War, again, collector's edition, $80 for that, or we see the regular edition at $60. So that's more like, obviously you don't get all the extra bonus stuff and everything with it, but an extra $20 for the collector's edition, I could see people paying that. But something like this, where you're talking about the difference between 65 and 230, that for sure just feels like they're valuing all the other stuff in here like really, really high. So this is still available, Crusade Tyranic War. That doesn't surprise me. Crusade is fun, it's cool, it's thematic, but it's definitely not nearly as popular as like competitive play. And then we see the Dawn of Fire, the Martyr's Tomb book 6. Again, we see a special edition here. A lot of these in the past have been 65, some are 75. This is not a particularly popular book series. So will this sell out? Probably. But I don't think we're going to see the same demand for this as stuff like the Lion and some of like the Primarch books. Again, pretty cool. It is limited. So if you are after this like collector stuff, they do some awesome stuff with the covers, and they definitely like spice up the books a little bit extra with like the gold gilt edges. Actually, I'm not sure if this has it. Normally they make them, gold details, author's introduction. So pretty cool. But again, we don't see the hardback actually available, but this is $75 for this one. And then you can see the paperback version is only $18. So it is quite a bit more expensive than just the regular book, but also that they're limited in nature. Now a quick message from today's sponsor. CMO Games has been selling Games Workshop products online for over 20 years. They carry the full line of Games Workshop products, including Warhammer 40,000, Age of Sigmar, Necromunda, Blood Bowl, paint tools, and more. Almost all Games Workshop products are priced at 15% off MSRP. CMO Games takes pre-orders for most Games Workshop products released at their earliest date possible. 12:01 a.m. on Saturday, they go live. Most of these pre-order products are also priced at 15% off MSRP. CMO Games offer free shipping in the US 48 with an order of $50 or more. Their customer service is top-notch and they ship most orders within 24 hours. Visit CMOGames.com using the affiliate link in the description and let them know that you heard about CMO Games from Warhammer Man. Now, back to the video. So then coming down here to the Essentials, we have 10th edition Essentials right here, which is the core book, the Tyrannic book, and then the cards. If I'm not mistaken, all of this is included in the Leviathan set. So for $158, you can buy the books and the cards, or you can just get everything in the Leviathan set, which is like $250. So we see core rulebook for $65, the chapter approved Leviathan mission deck. Again, this is what comes in the set. I did get my set today and opened it up, and honestly, these are pretty cool. There's a lot to them. It comes with some tokens too. The book is really nice. If you're new to the game, the Leviathan book is absolutely amazing. It has a ton of awesome like lore, background. If you're not sure what faction you want to play or the history of stuff, it's loaded up with stuff in there. Very, very cool. And then the regular Tyranic War book. We see obviously the book 6 here. And then we've got a couple of other random books as well. The King of the Spoil paperback, $18. We see Void King paperback, $18. And then Lords of Blood paperback, $25. And then I do want to talk about these cards here as well. So there wasn't a lot of detail on the price listings, and this is what I speculated might happen, is that Games Workshop might sell these individual card packs, and that's exactly what it looks like they're doing. From what I have heard from people, and I don't know if this is 100% sure, it sounded like the prices for those card packs was for a set of 10, and it was going to be 5 of the regular Space Marine ones, and then 1 each of the expansion ones as well. So Games Workshop didn't do a great job sort of laying that out, but as I expected, they are individually offered for sale. And honestly, for like $15 for the regular ones, $25 for the Space Marine ones, if you were going to play any of the other Space Marine chapters, you know, grabbing up like $40 worth of card packs, not terrible, but also knowing that probably the Space Marine Codex is going to come first and a lot of this stuff is going to be invalidated. Also not like super compelling either. So I didn't pull the trigger on any of these yet, and I'm not sure if I'm going to actually. Now, if you were going to play one of the other factions that's not Space Marines or Chaos, I think you make out a lot better. The problem with the Space Marine and Chaos ones is you have to buy like the core card pack for either the regular Space Marines or the Chaos Space Marines. So that's $25 right off the bat. So even though it's cheaper for the other faction cards, you don't really make out. Now, if you get into the Xenos cards, though, you can buy any of the Xenos packs for like $25 or like Astra Militarum, like any of the non-Marine ones. So you don't have the extra $18 on top of it. So it's a little more viable, because realistically, if you went to the actual card printer and printed off your own versions of these, it sounded like most people were spending somewhere around like $15 to $35. So at $25 right smack in the middle, is it worth printing off your own to save $5 or $10? Probably not. Probably not. So I think these are fairly priced at like $25. I'm not sure they're going to be like super big sellers or super popular, but it's at least like reasonable. Now, a couple of the index ones down here where you don't have to pick up like the $25 card pack, these are pretty nice. Like, it's pretty compelling to pick up the Custodes ones for $15 or the Sisters for $18. I think that's a lot more viable. The Knights, etc. And the Knights have, if I'm not mistaken, I think the Knights is regular and Chaos. So there's definitely some cool appeal to it. I think these cards are going to be like somewhere in between like good and okay popularity. A lot of people are already printing them off on their own. The rules are already free if you want them digitally. So it could kind of go either way on these. I do like that Games Workshop is offering them, and that gives them the ability to kind of gauge interest on like a lower priced product. So it is good to see these between $15 and like $25 a set. I'm definitely happy to see that. The Votann ones down here at $15 with only a couple of different data sheets. Definitely happy to see that. So overall, glad that that worked out a little differently than we were expecting. But I did say specifically that I thought there was a good possibility Games Workshop would be breaking up these card packs and selling them individually. I think your best bet is probably going to be to buy them straight from Games Workshop, because I think a lot of retailers are going to have a tough time hanging on to the ones that are popular or selling the ones that are not so popular. But pretty cool that they are offering them, but also giving them away for free. So that has always been my argument, or like my request from Games Workshop was basically, hey, give us all the rule stuff for free, and a lot of us will still buy it if it's reasonably priced. And I think that is definitely what we're seeing in real time. So let me know what you're picking up this week. Did you have the opportunity to get the core book? Did you beat me in the queue and pick up your version? I'm not sure I would have pulled the trigger on it anyway, honestly. It's just not that compelling of a bundle, and I'm not really into the Dawn of Fire series either. So none of the limited stuff was really that appealing to me. Already got my Leviathan locked down. Already got my Leviathan limited book locked down as well. And honestly, I'm really excited to bust into it, start building and painting these models. Let me know what you're most excited about. Are you picking up any of these limited items or the faction cards? Always like to hear back from you guys. And as always, special thanks to CMO Games for sponsoring the video. If you want to save 15%, make sure to check out that link in the description. That's it for today. Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man, and Leviathan has only just begun. And I'm out of here.